and gentlemen, it's Justin again from Justin and Max Games, and it's time for another summertime outdoor review. And today's review is going to be of the game Forum Trajanum, a Stefan Feld game. Stronghold Games and Huck has published it. And let me stay straight off, and I'll show some images of the game board. The pieces are wonderful. My wife remarked that the pieces, the character pieces, the little wooden pieces, are kind of large and chunky, but I kind of like it. They're easy to see what you have, and you're not fiddling around with like tiny little guys, and I'm tired of looking at the same little meeple characters all the time. The gameplay is good, not great. It's basically an incredibly tight puzzle. You're having to look to what the end game goals are, or the end of era goals are, and sometimes you can be planning way ahead for some of those. You're trying to look ahead to what's needed in the forum and also maybe block other people for what's in the forum. You're looking to get some citizens active in your region so that they can give you some benefits. And meanwhile, you're puzzling out what to do on your own area that's going to get you the most points. The rows of citizens, calculating along different gray buildings, and there's lots of ways of mitigating what tiles come up. Of course, the main mechanic in the game that everyone talks about is you take two tiles based on what cards come out, and then you give one to the next person, and then they give one to you, or the other person gives one to you, depending on how many players there are, and then you're going to decide which one you're going to use. And sometimes you could use both if you have two white characters, these two white meeple guys. Otherwise, you have to use one, and then so then you're either building up your area, adding citizens, putting some of your envoys into the forum. And it's all a very interesting puzzle, don't get me wrong. It's an interesting puzzle, and I rate the game around 7.5. And the reason why I rate the game 7.5 is that's really all it is. It's a complicated puzzle. It's, you know, I enjoy doing Sudoku and those types of games, and so that's what it really feels like. Do I feel any connection with the theme? The theme sometimes is really important to me. Sometimes if the game is interesting enough, the theme can be whatever. Here, I mean, the theme is absolutely non-existent. You don't feel like you're Trajan or anything. They have explanations at the end of the game in the book, and I imagine Stefan Feld is a huge Roman era fanatic because he loves doing those games based on that era, Carpe Diem and Trajan and all those. There's no relationship between this game and his previous game Trajan. Now, his previous game Trajan, everyone always raves about, and Castles of Burgundy, which is also basically a puzzle game. I love his games in general, or I like them a great deal. Do they compare at all to the greatness of Bora Bora? No. Masterwork, all-time #1 Stefan Feld game, and one of my top 5 games of all time. When you play a game and you really realize why you love doing it, why you love gaming, this is what brings me to board gaming. This one, still very good, still interesting, still engaging. There's a million ways of getting little bits of points, and you never quite know who's going to come out at top. And then there's a sliding thing at the top. There's a lot of little things to think about in the game, but is it interesting enough to get? Sure. I probably would wait for it to be on sale. And so that's my quick and easy outdoor review of Forum Trajanum. Max is not here, so I better throw it myself.